All right. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of great and elders of great millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. And there's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Korah Abad, and as always, we got the beloved Elder Tazapah and
Khan.
Khan. And the Wadi Bashim Al Shai for blessing us with another opportunity to come give a weekly sacrifice, which we have been taught by the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Not only we do these weekly lessons on the news, but it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing because you never know what could happen within this day. Like, matter of fact, we'll show a video here in a few. You had this nightclub roof collapse while people partying, getting a little boogie on. Mostly the tribe of Simeon. It was judgment that rained down. So a lot could happen within a day.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely in those times. And as you see from the title, and Shalom to all the Akim, Akwath, who may be tuned in, Yahweh Bashim Al Brakatham. But as you see from the title, it says Thursday Live, unstable leaders and uncertain times. And again, look what's going on in the world. You have Trump continuing to change his mind on terrorists. He pump faking. He like he about to fight somebody. He just keep ifing at him. He ain't really gonna swing. But you have a lot going on uncertain times. But before we get into it, Elder Tazapah, if you have anything, the floor is yours.
No, I'm good. Kal halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let's get it on.
Let's get it. So we can hop straight into it. And again, it's this kind of mostly an open forum. So we'll touch on a few things here and there. And ahead of time, everything that we'll touch on is in the description box as well already. So this first article, matter of fact, I know we kind of start with this one often, but if you don't mind, Tazapah, I get this real quick. Sin we're in uncertain times. This Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 14. It says, "Wherefore he saith, Awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light." And when you go into the scriptures, being spiritually asleep is not knowing what's going on, not having the truth. You falling for the smoke screens and not seeing through it. But now the Lord is saying he gave us the eyes to see. We know what's going on. We know what's to come. So it says, verse 15, so seeing now that we know, see then that ye walk circumspectly, paying attention to our surroundings, not just in America, but the world, everywhere, all type of news. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times because the days are evil. And again, we ain't gonna just be in the same state forever as far as waking up, looking at videos, doing lessons and reading and going to camp and going to class and going to the store, get some yayan, what we cooking tonight. This is things have to change. Something have to happen to change the course of the world. And that's where we at right now. We're just waiting on it. But before we hop into it, other times,
Right.
Tazapah, you have anything else?
No, I'm good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, con. So we'll hop into it. So this the first one is from naturalnews.com. Now, this was put out yesterday, April 9th, 2025. It says WHO, or the World Health Organization, WHO. It says WHO conducts a 2-day pandemic simulation called Exercise Polaris, bringing together 350 predatory health groups worldwide. Now, just highlighting this because think about every time you have these World Health Organization or these governments when they do a simulation. Eventually after the simulation, a couple months or a year or two later, these things come. Just like the CV-19, they did a simulation before, or enacting on if a demic happened. What should we do? So they holding another one. Now we ain't gonna read too much into it. It's already in the description box. It says the WHO conducts a 2-day pandemic simulation, Exercise Polaris, and I'm interested to see what that word means. Go to the etymology. Let's see if they have anything. It says Polaris, the pole star, the Phoenician star, the ship star. So they ain't got nothing really, right? But let's go back to it. So it says the exercise tests a new global coordination mechanism for health emergencies. So this is what they practicing. It says bringing together predatory public health officials and organizations that seek to implement a biosurveillance state. That seeks to implement a biosurveillance state. In other words, they're telling you indirectly is a digital system that you will be linked with what's coming.
Yep. Oh, you got it.
And look what happened with the last demic. The world changed after that, especially it went further towards being digital. Well, now they're telling you this next one, the purpose of it, let's read it again. The exercise tests a new global coordination mechanism for health emergencies, bringing together predatory public health officials and organizations that seek to implement a biosurveillance state. So this next demic, whatever it's going to be, is going to bring forth that digital system even more than what the people think. And it says a new global apparatus is trying to take shape. So that's it on that part. But just to highlight to, Yahweh Shai said, the scriptures say out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. You see? Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. So this, the WHO saying, look, we running a simulation as if something going to happen. But now it came out 2 days ago. I'll blow it up. 2 days ago, this is what they came out and said. After they ran a simulation, it says the WHO chief says that the next demic is inevitable and it could happen tomorrow. Now, he ain't just saying when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be like the movies, and everybody running. Well, I was about to say with the chicken, like a chicken with the head cut off, and that. It actually got a chicken right there. But what he said is it could come quickly, man. The next thing could come quickly. And remember, Esau on a short, he have a short time. We can't wait for forever. Something have to happen. You were about to say something other times apart?
Yep, that's right. Oh, I got a quick scripture, Job chapter 13, verse 5.
You got it.
Verse 4. It says, but ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. All right. And this is what Esau is all about. All right. Deceiving the nation by way of forging lies. All right. And he has these agencies like the HWO, the NIH, all of these different agencies or whatnot. And all they do is put out, they put out false information, disinformation. They forge lies. The CDC, forger of a lie, but they pretend as if they the authorities, that they have the knowledge, that they know what's best, but they are physicians of no value. What have they healed? All right, it's been an explosion of diseases just within the last 50 to 60 years. All right, the AMA has failed, but and with everybody's immune system compromised, anything could be a pandemic. But they want to make sure they put the fear in you, so you obey. So who knows what they got planned? What grievousness they had prescribed. Who knows? But go ahead, brother.
Now that's spot on. So they're telling you it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna read this article. I was just clicking around, but I'm gonna read the title of it. It says this from Times of India .indiatimes.com. It says the WHO chief warns on next pandemic, says it can happen tomorrow or ... So he said it's gonna happen soon, but it's the thing. It might not happen exactly tomorrow, but this is the key words. It says, but it will happen. What the other times apart just said. They already prescribed these things, and they trying to make you fear ahead of time. So when it hit, when a couple people start dropping dead,
Right. Yep.
you gonna be willing to cooperate, man, out of fear.
That's it.
But that was it on that, Elder Tazapal.
You good.
So we can move on. So this just in is fresh off the presses. Let's see. I want to get the exact helicopter crash. You had another helicopter crash in the Hudson River that happened an hour ago. Just then. No, 2 hours ago. Yep, 2 hours ago in the Hudson River in New York. So we're gonna read a little bit into it and play a video. So it says a helicopter has crashed, and the point of, and as we, through the Spirit, Lord willing, it do be edifying, that the Ruach HaKodesh got it. But as you're gonna see, leading up, all these things that we kind of touch on are uncertain events that's happening, or drastic events. And also you're gonna see that America still, just like last week, the Lord had us touch on, is being what is how to say in Obadiah about Esau in the end, how I said you gonna be despised amongst the nations.
Okay.
That's one thing we see in America and Esau being despised amongst the nations, and the actions that Trump doing, like you said on your video, Elder Tazapah, he acting like a child. He acting like a complete child.
Come on.
And that's separating these nations. They looking at him like, man, we can't deal with you. So there's a lot of uncertainty that's happening and unstable within the global market, so to speak. But I read this real quick. It says a helicopter crash, and I mind you, we already seen over the past couple months all these helicopter crashes. It says a helicopter crash into the Hudson River just off Manhattan in New York City, resulting in the deaths of 6 people. That's their number 6. It says the incident, which occurred in the early afternoon, has sent shockwaves through the city as emergency crews respond to the scene, and authorities begin investigating the cause of the tragedy. It says an AP source stated that the fire department received a call about a helicopter in the water at 3:17 p.m., so roughly 2-3 hours ago. It says, though it remains unclear whether this reflects local time or an adjusted reported time. So let's see. I'll play this real quick little Dabu video. I get this precept. And Shalom Tala Akim, that's 2 of them. The second Esdras 14 and 16, the brother Yahweh, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. We about to see worse things from here on out. But here you go. Let's listen to Dabu.
This is Dabu 7. And unfortunately, we have another crash in the Hudson. A helicopter going down, as you just witnessed. We're not sure what the cause of this crash is at the moment. Officials are saying that at least 6 people are deceased in this incident, and you can see it's just dropping out of the sky here, and it impacts the water right there. There was no collision mid-air. It just seemed to drop like a rock out of the sky. Now, this happened closer to the New Jersey side of the river. Again, going down in the Hudson. This is in the vicinity of the West Side Highway and Spring Street. They say expect emergency vehicles and traffic delays in the surrounding areas for the coming hours. This took place just after 3 this afternoon. And this is not the first incident where we've seen a crash in the Hudson. But this is the latest. I'll leave links below. Make sure to follow me on X.
All right, now this is a quick video, I think, of it. I want to see if I could blow it up, or like the real sound, real events. See what it looked like. It almost was about to land on the cement.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But you had anything on that one, Elder Tazapah? Now we go hit the next one.
No, go ahead.
Con. But again, continuing in that spirit of uncertain times. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, I got a quick precept. It's 2 Peter 3. I think that's the one I'm thinking about. I feel like I'm thinking about a scripture that actually say uncertain. But it's 2 Peter 3. No, 2 Timothy 3. The 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." I want to get that word perilous real quick, which ultimately goes into evil times, risky times, dangerous times, right?
Mhm.
It says hazardous, unsafe, treacherous. And the thing is, and I think we mentioned it last week, that the Lord is starting to judge a lot of places as far as tourist attractions. You know, popular nightclub
Yep.
places.
Yep.
You
Con.
know, you got it.
No, I just said con.
You know, the popular the restaurants, schools, and so on, concerts, whatever. The Lord judging places like that, man. Oh, Bourbon Street. We can't forget that one that popped off as soon as 2025 hit. Bourbon Street.
Mhm. Yep.
But let's go ahead and play this. So again, it says 2 Timothy 3 and 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, man. Ultimately uncertain and evil and dangerous times. And that's what we at. That's why, again, it's not convenient now. Although it's cool, we probably go pop out a weekend, weekend after that, but it's not convenient being around a large group of people right now in the earth, man. Because the Lord is judging a large group of people, the wicked. But let's move on. So this is from CNN. This also happened yesterday. So you had a plane crash. You got WHO saying another demic hit. Now this yesterday, it says a nightclub roof collapsed and kills at least 184 in Dominican Republic. Now this the tribes. Or the tribe of Simeon. You know, and
Mhm.
also you got a lot of probably had Levites among them since they're on the same island. You know, probably other tribes, but the main tribe that was majorly hit was the tribe of Simeon right here. It says CNN, nightclub roof, and this was put out yesterday. Nightclub roof collapsed and kills at least 184 in the Dominican Republic, including former MLB players. So if you had higher ups there, MLB celebrities, tell you it's popping. It was
Man.
nightclub, popping nightclub. What they got, the strip club Live, you know, V
Mhm.
Live. You see? It says nearly 200 people, and we'll play a video here in a few. But it says nearly 200 people killed in the Dominican Republic after the roof of an iconic nightclub collapsed in what has been one of the country's deadly tragedies in decades. It says at least 300 people were inside. It happened Tuesday morning in Santo Domingo. Right, it collapsed around 1 a.m. Right, I'll go
Man.
ahead and play this video. You about to say something?
No, go ahead.
Kind of I play it. This from ABC News, put out 22 hours ago. Video shows the title. Video shows moment roof collapse in packed Dominican Republic club. So you got Simeon right now mourning in the earth because niggas died in the club.
The death toll in the catastrophic roof collapse at a nightclub in the Dominican Republic is rising. At least 124 people have now died, including a legendary merengue singer. Many others are still missing. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest on the rescue and recovery efforts.
A packed nightclub in the Dominican Republic, performers on stage, the audience dancing when suddenly everything comes crashing down. Authorities reviewing this video and others showing the moment the roof collapsed at Jet Set nightclub around 12:30 Tuesday morning. Another video shows a group of women walking away from the stage when part of the ceiling seems to give way. This man pointing at the roof, saying something fell. You can see heavy chunks of debris scattered around. National search authorities on scene looking through the rubble. Some survivors pulled from the debris, like this man carried away on a stretcher. Drone footage shows the
I'm gonna
extent.
stop it, but other times I got some videos out there. See this dude they pulling out right here? I seen one angle of him. It was him and another woman. Now this dude, so pretty much his feet and his all the way up to his waist was collapsed under big debris, and it was just the top part of his body, and his body was just waved like swaying, and he couldn't move at all. He couldn't move. And you had a woman right under him, couldn't move. Think about that, man. And he was like that for some hours, but it was this dude that just happened to pull him out, you know?
Man, yeah.
Man
Judgment.
carried away on
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what that remind me of in 2 Esdras 9, how the Lord says that especially Israel, ultimately the heathen's gonna feel it too. They're gonna feel it a lot, but remember they got a long 1,000 years to feel it even after this time. Mainly the Lord, he gonna judge Jacob right now. It's Jacob's trouble. Although all nations gonna get touched during this trouble. But the point is, I forget my point. I'll go ahead and play it.
a stretcher. Drone footage shows the extensive damage. Officials confirming well-known merengue singer Ruby Perez, who was performing that night, was among the dead. This video posted on Instagram shortly before the collapse. His family saying in a statement, his music will live forever.
And man, that man sang like he was like, his voice is incredible. He was like a family member of mine. So babysat my whole community out his babysat.
Local Governor Nelsie Cruz killed two, the sister of former Seattle Mariners player Nelson Cruz.
Former Major League Baseball players Tony Blanco and World Series champion pitcher Octavio Dotel also dying. Dotel played for a number of teams, including the New York Mets, who held a moment of silence at last night's game.
No word on what caused this collapse. The owners of the club saying there are no words to express the pain caused by this event. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel.
God. You had anything on that, Advertiser Paul?
Yeah, I bring this out. Let me see here. This 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and our trust also are made manifest in your consciences. All right. So this is the terror of the Lord that the brother is talking about. That's being witnessed. You know, you partying, having fun 1 minute, nigga on stage singing, he hit that high note, and then that's all she wrote. You know, that's the judgment of the Lord. It come out of nowhere. You don't see it coming. All right. This, you know, like they make the movies. What's that? Doggone it. There's a franchise of.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Final Destination.
The Final Destination. For what? Yeah, man. That's the Most High. You messing with the Final Destination. You know, that's the terror of the Lord. He could take you out at any time, anywhere. It don't matter. He can touch you, and you not gonna fear. Yeah, man. Shoot, and you know the times that we're in, man. Even if I don't. I mean, the world is at war. I don't, people really are, the Lord really did choose people's delusions. You know, the world is in a chaotic state, you know, and you got a lot of people that's oblivious to, we going into something, things are changing in the earth. And people still doing the same dumbass shit. The entire world is changing. But go ahead, yeah, read that out.
Kind of got a real quick one. The brother Yahweh again is an update to the Shalom to that brother. The death toll, it says that roof collapse death toll is up to 220 or more now. So it's increasing. Oh, and remember they had the earthquake, man. I forget where it was, over there close to India, and I forget where it was. It said it could be up. God, I forget what it was. Let me see. I ain't gonna look it up. If a brother remember what it was an earthquake. I think it got like up to 7.9. It was close to India and Thailand, if I'm not mistaken. But they said it could have, the death toll could be up to 100,000 people after they, dig up all the rubble. And if so, that's biblical like deaths that the Heavenly Father used to do when he was making himself known in the earth. And the point is, we about to see that power again. So it could be up to 220 or more. The brother also said the Most High is not a respecter of persons. Anybody can get it. As you see, it has celebrities within that crowd. But this is what I want to get. His precept, 2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 50. Matter of fact, I'll read it right here. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that dwell in the latter time. Let me see what that word miseries mean. Quick Google definition: a state or feeling of great distress or discomfort of mind or body, unhappiness, distress, hardship, suffering, misfortune, difficulty. 2nd Ezra 8:50, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. So, hey, in other words, hey, let the people in the world be. Let them do what they got to do, because judgment coming. We need to focus on those who care about Yahweh Bashim Hawashine is truth, man, and who care about being saved about these things that's coming. And I had one more other times upon. We can continue if you ain't had nothing else. This is what I was thinking about going into this dude who was trapped under those rocks. I wish I had that video up, but I don't. Him right here. He was literally trapped.
Carried away on a stretcher. Drone footage.
Miguel.
Away on a stretcher.
He was trapped under rocks, like his whole underbody, and he couldn't move. He was just swaying back and forth like a seal. A seal or something. The seal be on it when they be on the rocks, just swaying back and forth. But the point is, he was. I'm gonna get the scripture. 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 9. And then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, mainly going into the Israelites who don't hearken unto the word. But also all heathens gonna be judged in the times we coming, in everybody. And it's the type of spirit the Lord in. It says, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. And think of when you dwell somewhere, that's where you chill, you relax, you live, you lay down. In other words, like it's saying Amos, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him and ran from a bear and a serpent bit him, that's how it's about to be. This man was just stuck for hours under rubble and couldn't move. The Lord about to put a lot of people, as a brother put in that precept, in distress or miseries. But that's pretty much it. We can move on if you had any else other times of Paul.
Yeah, I like that 2nd Ezra 14:16. That brother Jeremiah strive for the masteries. 144. Yeah, that's a bad one too.
I'll read it for you. You can speak on it if you want.
Con.
2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 16 through 18. It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein.
Yeah, and so right through the transgression of Adam in the garden, we was brought into death. All right, and it would be a progressive death as we reincarnate. The world, us, everything is weaker. The whole world is the earth is not yielding her strength. Trees are smaller. Everything we're smaller. Everything is weaker, man. The resolve of men's moral character and dignity, everything is corroding. All right, and as Isaiah 14:12 goes into about the worm being spread under Esau and his kingdom and the infrastructure, where we see a moral decay as well, a corrosion within people. And Whitney Webb was speaking about with the AI, and I've heard this, I've thought about it as well, but is it destroying humanity? I believe that's something that this society was not ready for because of this moral or the weakness of man. The same way people can't navigate their own cities anymore because of GPS. Everybody got to get around with their phones now. That's an example of what I'm talking about. AI is taking away mankind's creative, ability. Everybody want to just, nobody writing books or doing shit no more. It's all chat GPT and all of that.
AI.
But, it just lends to what the scripture is saying. There's really a lot to unpack. Like I said, that was Friday. Well, we're living in a case study. Our generation, my generation, your generation, we're living in a case study because we're being introduced to so many firsts. All right, just like the first with the juice. One of the implications of that long stream or long term, Salaki. We don't know. We're the case study. The stats are coming out and they continue to come out. Same way with it is birth control. A lot of shit has been unleashed on us. That's new to mankind. And as well as these technologies. What is 5G doing to us? Long term. And what will AI do, man? This shit got to be stopped. This shit got to be stopped because people too stupid for AI. Ain't that some shit? Man. People too stupid for artificial intelligence. But I mean, look at it. Look at society. But yeah, brother, that you got it. Now I'm gonna read this for what you had read earlier. That scripture you had just read. Revelation 22:11, it says, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. So, right, the wicked is no help for. All right, and the ignorant, and we concerned with the righteous and the holy. All right, we got to continue to feed one another. All right, and then that's how this works. We feed one another. We all eat off each other's plate, spiritually speaking. But go ahead,
Yeah, you had just said something, man, that it had sparked my spirit, but I forget now. Lord willing to come back, but
about humanity, or
I don't know. It's something. Man, Lord willing to come back, because you said some good stuff right there. But Lord willing to come back. Man,
your Lord willing, the Spirit will bring it back. It's meant to be heard. It'll be heard.
But so that earthquake was let's see, this sister put Myanmar 7.9 earthquake. I see the brother put it as well. How with the 7.9 earthquake in Myanmar?
Yeah, I saw 7.7, but it's all the same. But yeah, same con.
So it says so far. Now, mind you, they haven't went under all the rubble yet. It says the death toll. This was 6 hours ago. Is up to 3,645. So again, we're about to see a whole lot more of events like that take place in the world. But other than that, Elder Tazapah, you had anything?
Okay.
We'll get into the tariff information.
You good?
So we'll kind of shift gears here. Now we'll shift gears. That was kind of like the open forum portion of the lesson. But as you see, a part of the title, it says unstable leaders and uncertain times. And I'm sure all of us been hearing about Trump. He's gonna put tariffs on China and Mexico and this dude and that dude and him and on everybody. You see, he been putting tariffs on everybody. But with him doing that, he ain't going through with it. He'll say what he gonna do and he'll back out. He'll say what he gonna do and he'll back out. And that's showing a lot of other nations that we can't trust you, man. And again, Elder Tazapah, you said on your lesson, I'm gonna play a little bit of your lesson here in a few as well, if you don't mind. But like your title said, tariffs, Trump, let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. You acting like a child, man. And nobody can trust you. Why would they make a deal with you if you gonna switch up that quick? But again, we in uncertain times, and according to end time prophecies, the Lord was gonna have unstable leaders, man, ruling the world, and that's what we seeing play out. You have
That's
anything
it.
other times apart to add to that? If not, I'll read this little article real quick.
Well, I just say it could possibly be some strategy behind that. You know, when I made that lesson yesterday, it was hot off the press, kind of. And so, yeah, I'm still up in the air on that, on what's really going on, man. I'm gonna have to do the research. But yeah, it gets frustrating, you know, because we hastening the day, and shit, I was hoping to see some tariffs and some retaliation, you know, but it posted everybody's but China, or what you call postponed everybody's for 90 days except for China, you know. So what's really going on? But yeah, brother, go ahead.
Con. So matter of fact, I'm gonna put this article back here. And let's play a little bit of this video, because it's not just that the global, market, the world's leaders. It's not just that they unstable right now and they uncertain what's gonna happen next, but it's the people. The people. Look around. Prices about to go up. As we spoke about last week with my job, Advertiser Pod, within 2 weeks. Usually we have a price increase maybe every other 2 years, maybe a third in 3 years, a price increase. Within 2 weeks, we had 2 price increases.
You
And
see
it wasn't
that?
just small. You got it.
No, I'm just saying. You see how quick that took effect. But what about, what happened to these tax cuts? I ain't seen no tax cut yet. There's supposed to be a tax cut on the overtime, all these promises. But something like that, yeah, it'll go into effect immediately. But when it's for us, oh, well, the wheels are turning. It eventually get there. It's a bitch, man. This is a bitch living in this goddamn system.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, I.
Nah, that's it, and that's what everybody's saying right now. I'm talking about the economic forecasters like Gerald Celente, because I was watching a little bit of him earlier. Him and your boy Judge
Napolitano.
Khan. Yeah, since you put me on them, I've been checking them out a lot. But they saying it. Everybody pretty much saying it. The thing is, it's not just that Trump's trying to put all these tariffs on people, reciprocal tariffs. If you do it to me, I'm gonna do it back. Right? America first. It's not just that. It's that he's saying it, and from him saying it, things are happening in the market. But then once it come down to everything being established, he gonna say, well, I'm gonna hold it off for 90 days. But now it's like jobs are people already made inquiry, like people already setting up their businesses to combat the tariffs and the price increases. So you come in and say 90 days, is like, bro, what you doing, man? What we doing here?
And it's showing you the power, just at his word, and all of these people in the know. Maybe they say how much it was, like 900 million or something was made in that short time just by him saying it's going to be tariffs, and then the stock market dropped, and then he said, well, we'll put it off for 90 days, and then it shot right back up. Mm-hmm. So when it dropped, of course, that's the time to buy. The people that got money, the only ones can do the buy. And then it shot back up, and then as you speaking, going into, right, companies are adjusting based off of this man's word. And his word it's like a flip of a coin, sounding like I just heard Whitney Webb say that, but I mean, you can't go by his word. But it's driving markets, and it's crazy, bro. And I was watching this guy, Mike something, Esau, but he was saying that, and now I'm starting to, I wasn't really feeling him at first, but it could be, you know, these tariffs could be a way to introduce the MOTB, you know, because the tariffs will disrupt the markets to the point of collapse. It has that potential. Now I don't know would they go there or use that mechanism, but you know, the tariffs could uproot this economy because with Jeffrey Sachs, Professor Jeffrey Sachs, he speaks about the Smoot-Hawley tariff, you know, that went into effect right around 1930, right after the Great Depression, the market crash of 29, and that like magnified. That's really what made the Depression great, was the tariffs. So these tariffs could destroy the dollar, which would allow them to come on in with the digital, digital situation. And I hope, you know, I hope it's gonna come. We know it's coming, but I hope they just come on with it. You know, go ahead.
Now that's it. We're in the spirit of I'm about to put GMS, but we're in the spirit of her right here. Come on with it. Push the button. We like, come on. Let's get it in. I got a real quick one though. Real quick one. And we can finish. We can play this video. This is Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 19. Just going into looking at Trump. And that's why, again, nations are starting to separate themselves. It says, Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 19. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. And for example, look at what Elon Musk doing. Look at what Trump doing. It's like, damn, why the Lord allow him to get away with this? Jeff Bezos. Yuval Noah Harari. Is like, Lord, why you allow them to kind of move how they move? You see, why you allowing them to prosper? As we're gonna play a video here in a few, Trump bragging on, like the other Tyler Power just saying, how him and some of his friends made millions of dollars from these so-called the tariff scare. You know, which this could be a a whole smoke and mirrors as well. But the point is,
yeah, those who put him in office, and this is who he's representing. All right, that's who he represents. He's not no America first. He's not representing you people who even voted for him. He could care less. He's showing you he could care less. You know, he's for his constituents. But go ahead,
Hey man, it's crazy when you be saying stuff. It be on videos that I had watched and I ain't even sent to you yet. But you be saying everything.
It's in the atmosphere, you know. But yeah, brother, I know what you. I feel you.
God, I'm gonna read this because this is how Trump is. You can't trust a man who say he gonna do something and not, then say he gonna do it again. He changed. Proverbs chapter 24 verse 19. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. Just because they look like Esau about to prosper, don't worry about that. It says, for there shall be no reward to the evil man, the candle of the wicked shall be put out. My son, fear the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. He keeps changing.
That's fine right there. I was thinking about this one a while ago. Go ahead and make your point.
No, because I want to get this real quick, because a man who constantly is given a change, this is what it's going to lead to. My son, fear the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given a change. Why? For their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who know of the ruin of them both. So something go happen. Eventually, people go get tired of, bro, you ain't dictating the market no more. You ain't dictating the world. And that's how the world feeling already. But you got Elder Tyler Pop.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring out, you read that his light his candle was going to be put out. This is Job chapter 18, verse 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. All right. And it says, verse 7, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. And this is what he's entering into right now. All right. And you see how Trump, he's just here to keep people entertained and occupied. Right. Corporations run America, have ran America for decades now. This is a corptocracy. Congress is not running anything. You see the last Ukraine and this debacle in Gaza, Congress didn't vote on that. The Constitution say only Congress can declare war. Congress didn't declare those wars. Well, we're technically not in those wars, but they're there. You know, the corporatocracy do what they want to do. And the hell with you, Mark May. You know, it's a government that's not accountable to you. All right, this is what they was talking about. No taxation without representation. You have zero representation. I don't care who you is, what color your skin is. All right. If you ain't got the money to invest in these corporations, you don't have any representation. You got to be a part of these corporate entities. You know, in other words, own or be, I guess, a majority vested in one of these, you know, these big corporations, because the people have no voice. And this is why you see more and more of the squeeze is being put on the everyday citizen. And Judge Napolitano, you had mentioned them. They was just yesterday, Judge Salente and the judge. Well, the judge brought up that Trump said on Air Force One Sunday that it will be citizens going to being exported or expedited out of the country, as well as the illegals. You know, and I said that, but it's common sense. When you know this man, you know his MO, you know what he's gonna do. But you know, it's just open tyranny, and everybody just acting like it ain't happening. You know, like the rape victim that kind of blanks out, you know, like this ain't happening. Yeah, it's happening though. You know, and no insensitivity to any rape victims out there, but it's just the naivete, the naivete of the people. You know, you still got people thinking they saying that Trump is trying to save America. You still have this rhetoric that's being put out there. You know, and you can see that, hey, we coming into some horrible times, man. A lot of misinformed, ignorant, just dangerous people out here in the world. You know, and they about to be unleashed. You know, a bunch of people that don't know what's going on, you know, that'll kill you over who you voted for. These type of people, Babylonians. You know, but go ahead, brother.
Gone. So we'll go ahead and play this quick video. Now it's 14 minutes long, and again, the articles and everything that we touched on, it should be in the description box. Some of them might not, but if it's not, I'll try to throw it in the chat. But we're gonna play like two minutes, maybe 2 minutes and 30 seconds, because it's gonna be quick. They go explain the tariffs, and this Asian guy right here, Moab, what he gonna pretty much go into is the spirit of the lesson. Is uncertain times. Nobody can really trust what Trump doing. Hitting on the spirit of unstable leaders. Why? Because that was a part of end time prophecy that was shown to Esdras that was going to be at the end of the world. Unstable leaders. And lo and behold, look around the world. We seeing it.
Just in the last few moments, the BBC.
This was put out 6 hours ago. 6 hours ago, it says the U.S. hitting China with 145% tariffs. White House confirms.
Just in the last few moments, the BBC has confirmed that US tariffs against China add up to 145%. That is on top of, that is including the existing 20% tariffs that were already imposed on the country at the beginning of the year. And also, after yesterday's huge rally on Wall Street, today we are seeing a very different picture. Share prices falling on the US stock exchange as uncertainty continues over the US trade policy. The Dow is down 3.4%, the S&P 500 down 4.2%, and the Nasdaq is down 5%. Trading, however, in Europe and Asia, though, saw prices surge. So let's talk to our correspondents in Washington and in New York. Jake Kwon joins us first. And Jake, we've got this clarification from the White House as to the tariffs that China faced. Just talk us through what we're learning, because initially we'd thought that China was on 125% tariff, already eye-watering, but we've had some kind of clarity now.
Check out what he say.
Yes, I mean, this 145% is the clarification from the White House today. The BBC finally has that number now. But there was a bit of a confusion earlier because, yes, as you say, Mr. Trump had tweeted earlier, put it on his Truth Social earlier, that the tariff rate on China will be 125%. So now the White House has clarified that, yes, there is the existing 20% that Mr. Trump has slapped on China due to what he accuses China of is letting fentanyl flow to the U.S. So now we have the 145%. But I want to point out that this is kind of a telling of how much confusion and still uncertainty around this.
You remember Wolf last week? That's Trump, man. China doing this to us, China doing that. No, y'all letting the fentanyl come in. Is that type of narrative or that type of, language? And Trump does it all the time. Wolf called him out on the video you played last week. I spoke on it on the lesson yesterday. But, that's Trump all day long. He just mentioned it. But go ahead.
Yeah, they're trying to put the blame on others.
Clarify that, yes, there is the existing 20% that Mr. Trump has slapped on China due to what he accuses China of is letting fentanyl flow to the U.S. So now we have the 100.
It's a lot, but that's going into Esau, his nature though. When is him that messed up or in a wrong, well, it's the spirit of the modern day, what they call a Karen. They like to play the victim. And what Esau did in the world, the same thing he did. You the first murderer when you try to blame it on, well, I mean, do I have to look at it, my brother? The point is that Esau, seeing he was so great, the Lord got his ego so high, his pride so lifted up to the skies that now seeing his kingdom is falling, he don't want to be the one to take blame for it, as if it's his fault that it's falling because he didn't run a world right. He didn't run his economy right. That's why he got to point fingers. Like, remember, Nero. You got it. It.
No, that's it. That's exactly right.
Just like Nero, if I may add, other times of power, Baba Kashad, Nero, which Trump may be Nero, when Nero was not looking too, like Elder Ariala be saying, not looking too cute, right? He is automatically just randomly burned down, and he blamed it on the Israelites preaching Yahushua and teaching y'all. See, they always got to find a victim. Esau gave up his birthright. He said, "Man, Jacob, you named him Jaquan for a reason. He stole my." No, you gave him the birthright.
Yeah, that's right.
So now Esau go try to play the victim to make it seem as it's not my fault. This good old America is falling. Look at everybody else. So he's trying to place the blame on everybody else, but now it's to the point the other nations like, nah, nigga, we ain't agreeing no more. It's you.
That's it. Yep.
And that's in Revelation 17. If a brother want to put that, which that was specifically going into the EU, how it says the law was going to make them agree for a time until the time was going to be fulfilled. Now they ain't on the same page, man. And that's what we seeing.
God.
45%. But I want earlier that the tariff rate on China will be 125%. So now the White House has clarified that yes, there is the existing 20% that Mr. Trump has slapped on China due to what he accuses China of is letting fentanyl flow to the U.S. So now we have the 145%. But I want to point out that this is kind of a telling of how much confusion and still uncertainty around this tariff.
Listen, how much confusion and uncertainty.
So now we have the 145%. But I want to point out that this is kind of a telling of how much confusion and still uncertainty around this tariff announcement. Even in the Congress here, we saw earlier the Republicans and the Democrat senators talk about this tariff issue, and there seems to be an amazing amount of confusion. Let me just read you one quote from Republican Senator Ron Johnson, and he was saying, "I still don't know what his total strategy is," referring to Mr. Trump. "I don't know what the end game is here." And the Democratic Senator Elisa Slotkin, she was saying, "I'm just trying to understand what the hell is happening."
Now, I stop at that. Remember, this in the description box. But now, 'cause, you know, I get a precept in a few. But just to add to that video, nobody really know what's going on.
Right.
even Republicans, Democrats, people across. Now, I'm gonna say this: on the world stage, it would seem as if people don't know what's going on, but certain, you know, specific elites, they know the role in the story. But as of, you know, the view that the average person see, nobody really know what's going on, and everybody kind of unsure on how things about to play out. That's the point. And I think it said in 2 Corinthians 15 and 16 that even the world leaders shall stand in fear because it's gonna get out of their hands. Now, the point I want to bring out is because it's not just Democrats complaining, but Republicans and also MAGA and Trump supporters are now complaining too because they don't know what's going on. Why? Because Trump and his cabinet are shown to be unstable. Now, I'm gonna play this video, Advertiser Paul, that you showed with Trump with his billionaire friends. So it says Trump says billionaire friends made billions of tariffs and market moves. Now, in the spirit of playing this video, we don't know what was the main purpose of the tariffs. You know, he threatened tariffs and he put them off 90 days. And even that, it's not just the tariffs, even the TikTok thing. He pump faking and then bringing that back.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So now it's like, if I want to make a future deal with you, are you going to TikTok me? Or you going to, you know, you going to take it back in 90 days? I got to wait. But the point is, Trump may have done this for his friends and all, who knows? The point is, in the spirit of Trump now bragging that his millionaire friends made money from these tariffs, what is that showing to the everyday person, the average Joe? This is a slap in their face. It's going to be a slap in their face because it's not just higher ups that's confused, but also, I'm going to play a quick video. Trump fans also confused right now. And now he bragging on this. Let's play it real quick.
100 million. That's not bad. Because, you know, he's in financial. I've always been following. This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made 900 million. That's not bad. Because, you know, he's in financial. I've always been following. This is Charles Schwab.
Okay. 2.5 billion and 900 million. That's what it sounds like.
Let's see.
He made $2.5 billion today, and he made
2.5 million and 900 million.
I think he said billion, bro. Play it one more time.
He's in financial. I've always been following. This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made 900 million. That's not bad. Because, you know, he's in financial. I've always been following. This is Charles Schwab.
It's hard to tell, but it sounds like he said billion.
Ain't no telling. At the end of the day, they made money though.
So that's what is that? The investment? I know that name, but I don't know what they do. Charles Schwab. I've seen it. Yeah, they deal with banking, but I don't know what exactly they do. So yeah, he definitely, you know, in the ranks.
Yeah, it's a financial investing firm, investment firm.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that name and heard it. Yeah, so they just, you know, making money, and then when they fuck up, they just steal from us and call it a bailout. You know, they can do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Monet to Cal, you forcing, you mother.
Mm-hmm. I'll play this quick little video real quick at a Tazapar. So like if you, I don't know if you was finished or not.
Yeah, you got it. No, I'm waiting on you.
Kind of just to show the spirit. So look, Trump bragging, but the average person, they ain't really feeling that. I read this real quick. This from Axios.com. It says how American CEOs are reacting to Trump tariffs. See, the billionaires like it.
Oh yeah.
But the everyday person, you got it.
No, I was just saying definitely. You go ahead.
But the everyday person, like I think it's Job 20, that's gonna be the IMAL, the everyday working class person. That's gonna be the ones to revolt because they see you planting their face.
And see how the scriptures come to life. We watching it play out. We seeing it. Yeah, this is how it's gonna happen. This is how Job 20 is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
When they think they're about to go in with that mark full, you know, because they're gonna implement it and mandate it, but just right when they think, you know, they're gonna do their thing with it, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the video. It ain't got no sound. Well, I don't know. Is it playing?
No, it's not. I'll play it real quick.
Part of the $6 trillion.
This was put out a day ago. It says MAGA leaders tell MAGA fans Trump tariffs crash made them poor.
$1 losses in days. Everyone loses. We have new evidence right now showing the backlash to Trump's flailing trade war. That backlash is broad. From the bankers and CEOs I mentioned and quoted some here at the top of the show, to political leaders in both parties. Plus this weekend's protest, which tapped into the wider anger there. You can see the sad emoji with a crashing retirement account and the failed policies that those protesters say are hurting Americans and small businesses in real time. Now, then there are still many people who, of course, avoid traditional or credentialed press. This is what CNBC looks like if you turn it on the screen here, but people may not see that kind of news coverage of the tanking markets. There are people who consume alternative, younger media, that's as a cultural matter, or what you've heard about, some of these MAGA-friendly podcasts and streaming shows, and that's a political matter. And a different set of voices rules.
One bite everyone else was avoid.
Now, if anybody knows this, I forget his first name, but Portnoy, whatever his last name, Portnoy, but he like the CEO of that Barstool, is like a sports blog or whatever. But he an ambit Trump follower, supporter, fan, but now he feeling played because he lost millions because of the tariffs.
Mm.
7-7. Good, solid.
Most companies have all these different requirements, and they're openly allowed to discriminate against especially heterosexual white men.
The attempt to feminize men is ongoing on the left.
Check out this rapper. Let me know your honest thoughts.
I think give a background because I know it's showing random clips. It's showing everybody who supported Trump. And we ain't gonna play the whole video, but it's showing everybody who supported Trump at first. But now, after they play these videos, and we ain't gonna play that all, like every one of them. But now they got something to say negative about Trump, you know?
It's incredible. I think it's incredible.
That's from one of the streaming shows there. And a Tesla Cyber Beast retails for about $100,000. The young man you see there Aiden Ross would have a harder time buying one now. Now he's supported Trump and even scored a coveted interview, but he now complains with the tariff crash that he's losing money, that he feels, quote, poor after all this, which is part of a wider backlash from MAGA podcasters and streamers. And let's be clear, many of them speak to their audience in an unfiltered, authentic way in real time. That's part of what draws their audience. Now, they have MAGA credentials. I'm showing you, they have this past talk about supporting Trump's promise for the country.
Yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. Yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. I've been trying to understand him. I don't. And everything's in the because
So the video on the left, he said, yeah, I'm voting for Trump. That was September 9th, 2024. Now, this was the other day to the right.
Donald. Yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. I've been trying to understand him. I don't. And everything's in the because of it. Donald Trump just cost me $20 million or whatever he did. Maybe don't be on the golf course.
Everyone in this room, everyone loves you.
Charles Schwab got your 20 million. Yeah, it's a transfer of wealth. Well, that's one thing. The tariffs. I don't think nobody will argue that. It transfers wealth, and if in the 90 days that they do implement it, everybody gonna be where he at and saying what he's saying, because it's an attack on the middle class, but the middle class is about to be non-existent, and then it's going that financial distress that's going to trickle down to the the workers. Us down here at the bottom, we didn't really feel it. But if they implement them, across the board like Trump was talking, we'll feel it because we're gonna pay. That's a tax on the consumers, which are us. There's no gain in it for America or American citizens because we get everything imported. Most of the shit we get imported, and the majority of that comes from China. So it's just China gonna continue to win through tariffs.
Yep.
They're gonna continue to win because you can't tell them no. I mean, looking at it financially, China got America over the barrel because we don't have any manufacturing. I spoke about that yesterday. With manufacturing and industry here, you could leverage you have some leverage, but we have no leverage because we get everything from them. And so, like the Edomite was saying, these tariffs just, from a textbook point of view or a textbook look, it makes no sense. That's not how you grow an economy. You have to sell. I mean, you think that on the base level, buying and selling, we've been buying, which is how we got this 36 trillion of debt. Only way to get out of that is to produce and sell. A tariff ain't nothing nobody want. China can say, to hell with your tariffs, because we don't offer them. We don't have nothing that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So they can say, fuck your tariff, straight up. But see, Trump think he got this military, and that's how the petrodollar been propped up for the last 20 years by the force of the military, and that's being diminished. So yeah, any way you cut it, any way you look at it, even though We may not know exactly what's going on. No matter how you approach it, like Doctor Strange and was that the Infinity War? No matter which scenario you try to run, it's spelled disaster for America, which is going to be felt by the people. But yeah, brother, go ahead.
Con, that's it. Matter of fact, as we are looking at this, is a U.S. embassy in close to Gaza, I believe, but the waters over there turn red. Anyway, I was just looking at some, but I was trying to find an article because what you saying, man, I literally just read that article earlier. I forget what website it was on. It was saying how China, they told America, if you want to come at us with tariffs, we gonna respond with tariffs. And they said we willing to fight to the end. And it's the thing, what you just said, because we have the resources and the means to do so. You don't. And I'm looking for it, but I cannot find it. I don't know what website it was on, End Time Headlines or whatever. But what you just said, that's what they said. They said we willing to go there because we have the resources and means to do so. China told that to America.
Fine. And it just makes sense. That's just common sense. But it's crazy, man, how I don't, we just have to wait and see, brother. We just have to wait and see. We know how it's going to end, but we don't know how it's going to get there.
Right.
We know the destination, but we don't know which route we're going to go to the destination.
That's right.
But yeah, brother, what you got?
I got a quick one, and we could wind down here in a few. But this 2 Esdras 8, because remember what the Lord got us talking about is a part of end time prophecy, having confusion within world governments and unstable leaders. This is how we know we at the end. Habakkuk 2, we seeing it play out. Real quick, the 2 Esdras chapter. Now, the point I want to hit is in chapter 9, but I want to start in chapter 8, and I'm gonna read this in the GNT. 2 Esdras chapter 8. And verse 61 in the GNT, it says, that is why the day on which I will judge them is near. I have made known to you and a few others like you, but not to everyone, going into the end times. Verse 63, Esdras says, sir, you have shown me many signs which you will perform in the last days. See, keyword, the last days, which we living in. So what's about to be said after is pretending an odd time we living in, man. It says, sir, you have shown me many signs which you will perform in the last days, but you have not told me how I can know when this will happen. So Esdras wanted to know the exact date, the year, so on and so forth. And this the Lord responds to him. In other words, I ain't gonna give you the exact date. I ain't gonna tell you, December so and so 2025. But this how you go know, Esdras, or to us as the believers in the last days, how we go know when that time. 2 Esdras 9:1 in the GNT. He answered and said, consider all these things very carefully. What's the things? The visions that he's seen. It says, when you see some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when the Most High will bring judgment on the world he has created. Let's go. It's so cool. Let's go into some of these signs. Because once we read this, and it was told to Esdras, if you see these things going on, know you in that time the Lord about to judge the world. Let's see what these things are. Verse 2, you will know that the time has come when the Most High will begin to judge the world which he have created. Verse 3, the first one, there will be earthquakes. We've been seeing that. We just talked about the one in Myanmar, right?
Myanmar. Yep.
7.9, 7.7. Tomato. It happened. It killed a lot of people. We seeing that. It says there will be earthquakes. What else? National rebellions. We see uproars. We see people ain't getting along with the government, feeling some type of way about the government. What else? What else is a sign at the end? It says international intrigues. Let's go into the word intrigue. Intrigue. It says to arouse. You say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Come on, go ahead.
Kind of says international intrigues. The word intrigue means to arouse the curiosity or interests of are to fascinate. And what are the nations intrigued about right now? The digital system. Who gonna be the leaders of the digital world? Everybody going looking for the CBDC. You see how they can, in other words, monetize, not monetize, but for lack of better words, shut up the citizens, and have a man, what's the word? A digital, as a digital system, not a a totalitarian. What's the word? I forget.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, but the nations are intrigued by what's to come. AI, the digital system. That's also what we're seeing right now. You got it.
No, I just saying come.
So it says, this signs of the end. There will be earthquakes, 2nd Ezra 9 and 3 in the GNT. There will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, and what else? And unstable leaders. And what else? And confused rulers. We seeing Trump. Let's see what unstable means in the etymology. Because Trump unstable. He putting on tariffs and then taking them away. And then by way of him doing that, now the other people are confused. Unstable. It says apt to move, easily moved. The sense of fickle, facilitating, irresolute, easily swayed, liable to fall, structurally insecure. And you know what that's called? Because he's seen it, a lot of people weren't really budging like that. And I forget, I think it was who it said they called Trump bluff, the EU. How Trump was like pretty much, I forget, was it Scott Ritter? He said how Trump threatened them, and they was like, okay, well, do it then. He was like, all right, I ain't gonna do it then. Y'all good.
Yeah, pulling out of NATO.
Con.
Yep.
Oh, there go the brother Ozma Was ate the water, brother. Twin right there. Technocracy. That's what the nation's trying to see. Who can be the first one to get 100% of technocracy in their nation, man, by what is digital system? That's another international intrigue. But let's go back to that. So, like, you got it.
No, I say my man, bearer of Yahweh Shah 144, he said he heard 1 billion too. He heard Trump say 1 billion, 2.5 billion. You see, yeah, I just saw that. You got it.
That is it. That's it. Hey, man, ain't no telling how much he saw to make. But that goes into your video, the James 5, those rich men.
Yeah,
So I finished this. The 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1 in the GNT, it says, he answered, consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when the Most High will begin to bring judgment on the world he created. This is the signs. There will be earthquakes. Scratch that off the list. National rebellions. Scratch that off the list. International intrigues. Everybody going digital. Scratch that off the list. And unstable leaders. Trump. Tariffs. TikTok. Scratch that off the list. And what else? And confused rulers. Man. That's what the people talking. They don't know if we should raise prices or not. We gonna put tariffs on you too. Well, we gonna put them on you. Well, we gonna put 145%. Well, we gonna reciprocate it. People don't know what's really going on right now. Well, that's a part of end time prophecy. It says,
you got it.
Kind of says, and when you see these things happening, and which we seeing them happen, you will know that they are what the Most High have spoken about since the beginning of creation. The beginning and the end of everything that happens in the world are clear, and it's clear we're at the end because we're seeing it. The same is true in the world above. Wonders and miracles show the beginning of events, and mighty signs show when they end. So that's what we're seeing. You have anything else, Elder Tyler Parr, on that?
Yeah, I got James chapter 1, verse 8.
You got it.
It says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. All right. And Trump, he's been double-minded on a lot of issues, like you brought up. TikTok, pulling out of NATO, and then these tariffs. He's been pushing them back since January. Now it's set for July. So we'll see.
That's right. So I play this real quick, just a portion of your video that you put up. This day ago, Elder Tazapah is his page is GMS that will be done. I'm gonna throw it in the chat.
GMS made it to the big time.
And the point is, with it is a solid video, the whole thing. Like you said at the beginning, hey, stick around. But around the 18-minute mark, you said something. You was like in Jeremiah 51, how it says that Babylon keywords have been a golden cup. It have been. You a has been, man. You done. Your glory days are done. And that's what we see. The world is seeing that America is done. We can't trust you no more. Your skirt been lifted. You ousted now. And it can't be turned back. And I want to play this because this dude right here, he gonna say the same thing, man. But I'm gonna play this quick video, and that's pretty much it on Tazapah. If you had nothing else.
Yeah, come. That's it.
Come.
Good.
So the Tazapah video says tariffs, ? Trump, let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. Again, well, what are the Tazapah title hitting on? Unstable leaders. You unstable. You confused.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right.
Tariffs.
My bad. You got it.
Why tariffs now? Why is this a big issue? We went into that in the Thursday. I could see him pushing it back, and that's exactly what he did. All right. And so when we went into that in the Thursday live, but yeah, he said the tariffs. Now, just going back to the scriptures, there hadn't been any tariffs. Why tariffs now? Why is this a big issue now? All right, because Babylon have been the key word. Not is, but have been, which is similar to has been. That's what it's saying. Babylon has been or have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Well, why it ain't anymore? All right. Remember James 5:1 said, look at James 5:1.
And if I could add real quick, and what he said, why is it not anymore? Because we at the time of prophecy gonna be fulfilled. And for us as believers, man, we should be confident in these things. Look around, it's happening.
And also, what I should have added to that is America is insolvent, bankrupt. Is chapter 11, 13, you name it, pick one. This place is broke, and it's a desperate attempt to try to get money, man. All of the shit, the government is broke. It's running on fumes, and all of this is a facade. All of this is a facade, but they're using this facade to put you in some real tyranny, some real oppression, under real oppression. People like they taking it for a game. Well, go ahead, brother.
Kind. And we had this up, but we ain't gonna touch on it. It's in a description box, and that's why Nations of Sin. This just came out yesterday or today. It says, "Farewell the dollar. You will no longer be able to pay with it, and will no longer be valid in 11 countries." Man, you seen a lot of people moving away from Esau and the dollar. Why? Because it's end time prophecy. And it can't be changed. It can't go back from here. That's why Revelation 12:12, he know that he have but a short time. It's over with. It's over.
Yeah, and that's the whole purpose of Doge. They broke. They trying to, scramble to save or cut back and scrape up and all that shit. It's a wrap for America. Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, this America right here. So like it for my father moment, because you said they broke.
Jaden has $1 bill, 1 quarter, and 2 pennies. How much money does he have? Jaden broke.
America broke. America broke.
They're laughing like a mug.
I'll finish it real quick though. Let me finish yours. Because you said America's a has-been one. You know how like them women in high school, they be fine. They be trying to holler at them.
Exactly.
You know,
Yep.
what's up, love? You know, what's good? You be trying to holler at them, they don't show you, show you no play. But then when it's all said and done, say the 15-year high school reunion, she got 5 baby daddies, 7 children, she big. Come on, man. That's what America is right now. People don't want that no more.
So I say too, we don't allow no women commenting, so we appreciate it, but we got to keep order. All right. And this is what the kingdom is about. The lawless shit, that's what we under right now. Esau and his lawlessness. I don't want to return to that ever. We established law in Great Millstone. All right. And women gonna get in order, or y'all can get the fuck on. And that's just bottom line. And it ain't, don't take it personal. This is what it is. All right. It's a kingdom of law and order coming. If you want to be a part of it, you're gonna get in order and be in line. If not, I wish I know how to deal with it. But yeah, that was it, brother, because the apostles had said that, and that's what it is. That the Lord said it. All right, the Lord said that. Go ahead,
Now, it's scriptures say, just to add on, let the woman keep silent, so the water at the top of the pot. So,
yep, that's right. Bring the scripture out.
Yep, I'll play a little bit more of yours, and we can end it off on this, and that's pretty much it, because y'all pretty much said the same thing. Like, the American Glory Days is done.
We'll start at 1. This is James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. See? And they beginning to feel that crunch. Now, when you look at
it's like that, but that was the point. Because I want you to, you say that part that America is a has-been, and now they beginning to feel that pressure on them. Now, I'm gonna play this video. Now, for those out there who watching the lesson on the comment boards, I just put in 2 links to videos. It's this video right here from Middle Nation. The channel's called Middle Nation. Now, it's from a dude called Shaheed. I forget what his name is.
Bolton. Yeah,
Shaheed
Bolton.
The water. Shaheed Bolton. Now, this first video is called Middle Nation. We're not gonna play it. We was gonna play it, but now the spirit kind of changed, so you have to watch it on your own. Man, if you're a brother who do lessons, watch this video. It should spark your spirit, because it's Habakkuk 2. Show you the nature of America, and it shows America got to be that last Babylon the Great. Esau, Edom, the white man.
And I know you may have heard it. I'm not sure, but he did one, which would make me start, checking him out. I watch him every now and then, but he was explaining how, really going into, because he'll talk and don't even know. He'll be breaking down prophecy.
Yeah, he be prophesying.
But he was going into in one video how basically Genesis 27 that Esau dwelling would be in the fatness of the earth. But he was saying how, these are people who don't produce anything, and they just go around the world colonizing. Well, that's him dwelling in the fatness of the earth, because he's not going to colonize in the desert. If that was the case, he'd be in Edom. He'd be in the land of Edom. No, he coming where all the good stuff at. If you got something good on your land, that's what Micah 2 one on down told us. He covered fields and take them by violence, because his blessing was to have the fatness of the earth in these times. So, right, he just go all over the world taking stuff, claiming it for his own, putting the people to work to manufacture his shit, and he just raking in the money. He don't produce or contribute anything to humanity. He's
Right.
a goddamn cancer, and that's me. I've been saying that for years. This man's a cancer on humanity. But yeah, brother, go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, that's why you got to be taken out of society after 1,000 years. And the scripture also says, though it's talking about the region of Europe, but a bottomless pit, a place that don't produce nothing. Esau just like his land. Israel, we land of I said our land is flowing with milk and honey. It's a plentiful land. Well, the people we the same. The people are the same as the land. Well, Esau, he don't produce nothing. He don't bring nothing forth to the earth or a benefit to the earth but destruction. And that's what everybody is finally seeing. Why? Because according to prophecy, before Yahushua can come back, 2 Thessalonians 2, the wicked had to be revealed. And that's what we're seeing now, man. That's what we're seeing. But I'll play this quick video again. Watch this one. It's called America's. We ain't gonna play this one, but go watch it. It's called America's Abnormal Violence. Meaning what? How the West came down with death in the earth is not normal. But when you go into prophecy, you was gonna see that the latter end of Esau, that short period of time he was gonna have to rule in the end, that little horn America, it wouldn't be normal about the bloodshed he was gonna bring to the world. So go watch that, because he even hit on, and in this video, Salaki, I want to play, but we're not going to play. But in this video, he even touched on the Israelites. Now, he didn't say Israelites, but he said, how could America talk about oppression and everything else coming against everybody in the world when you are oppressing the blacks, the Hispanics, and the natives in America? He technically said the Israelites, man.
Yep.
But go watch that video. He got busy on that. But just like Elder Tazapah said right here, Esau is unstable. You can't trust the man. He's like a child, and now is a has-been. People don't see you as what you once was, and that's what your boy what his name is?
Oh yeah, Bolson.
If Allah Watt watching, his name Bo Keem. So like Elder Tazapah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Now Bo Keem from Jason Lyric.
Yeah. What's his name? Woodbine.
Yeah, Woodbine, for Allah Wab's sake.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, Colin.
But let's listen to him, and we can end it on this, and whatever you got out of Tazapah. But check this out: America, its glory days are done. You said it earlier. Many take you forcing.
Exactly what this policy is intended to do. That's the intention behind this policy. I don't know how people can always look at these kinds of policies and act like the predictable outcome, the predictable result of these types of policies is a surprise when it happens. This is what they wanted to happen, and this is what will happen. Or rather, this is what will happen, and this is what they want to happen. No one is going to be surprised. Everyone will be surprised if this doesn't work to destroy the economy of the United States. And when I say that, it seems paradoxical to say that Trump is really good for America and he's destroying America. That obviously sounds like a paradox, but that's because you're still thinking of an old mythical America and America, a version of America as a global hegemon that it hasn't actually been for quite some time. And you think that the job of someone who is doing something for America is to try to restore that status.
I'm gonna just play this. I'm gonna rewind it one more time at the Tazapah, and I ain't gonna stop it no more, just so he can get what he's saying.
Think that version of America as a global hegemon, and to say that
nobody look at America the same no more.
Trump is really good for America and he's destroying America. That obviously sounds like a paradox, but that's because you're still thinking of an old mythical America and America, a version of America as a global hegemon that it hasn't actually been for quite some time. And you think that the job of someone who is doing something for America is to try to restore that status rather than face reality. that you don't have that status. You haven't had that status in a long time, and you don't have what it takes to ever have that status again. Those days are over. They were very short. That period of history was very short.
Can a brother put the trying for the wicked is short, but for a moment in the chat? You about to say something about that, Paul?
No, he hitting it.
Con. Hey, 2 precepts if a brother can post it, and we could probably end it with that if the Elder Tazapah don't have nothing else. The triumphing of the wicked is short in Job, I think 14, and Revelation 12, he knoweth that he have but a short time. Because it's Esau. This is a short empire. It was quick. It was quick. A quick time of terrorism in the earth.
That status. Rather than face reality.
Hey, well, Revelation 20 says he shall be loose a short season to deceive the world. So see how prophecy is speaking, man? Come on, man.
That you don't have that status, you haven't had that status in a long time, is to try to restore that status. Rather than face reality. That you don't have that status, you haven't had that status in a long time, and you don't have what it takes to ever have that status again. Those days are over. They were very short. That period of history was very short. And like I've also said before, it's going to be the shortest empire in history.
I think I brought that out yesterday that, toward the end of the video, how the Most High is lifting his skirt, is stripping him of his power. He don't have the same power to project that image. And everything is working against him now. Everything is against him. The time, he's out of time. He don't have time to put the schemes together that he once had. And, at the same time, people waking up, and everything is against him now. And the Most High is taking the power from him, lifting his skirt at the same time. He is, he looking bad in the world. But you still got our people, which is probably some of the only people left, that's saying, go Esau.
Right.
Or a handful of people here in America. Everybody else around the world, they taking up a taunting proverb against this man. His own people. But that was it.
Nah, that's it. That's it.
Those days are over. They were very short. That period of history was very short.
Let's see if our brother posted that real quick. Con, but water. This is Job 20:5. It says, let's get 4 first. Job 20:4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And that's what the man just said, which the prophet's been saying it. It's for a moment. It's only been a short period of time. That's a quick time. 200 and some years Esau been having a little dominion, the 13 colonies and all. It's been cool, but it's over with now. And what prove it is over with? Esau knows over with. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, and woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, it's not talking about a red person on the ground, but the physical spirit of the angel, who people call Satan, he have a physical counterpart on earth. And the physical counterpart would be the nation of Edom. So therefore, on earth, when the nation of Edom is ruling, they refer to as the devil. So it says, for the devil, the nation of Edom, is come down unto you, having great wrath. Why? Because he knoweth that he have but a short time. It's almost over. That's pretty much it. Tazapah, you can kind of take us out.
That's it. Well, I guess that'll wrap it up for this week. So we appreciate you, brothers and sisters out there, for tuning in. We pray that y'all got some edification from tonight's, discourse through the Holy Spirit. And with that being said, we'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachapadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them and brought them up in the Holy Spirit. And peace and blessings to the 144,000. All right. Much love to the hopeful elect. To the next one, Shalom.
Shalom.